docked.
Excuse me. My family's all in the UC Navy, but being cisdeaf, I can recognize it.
What can I do for you?
It seems you had quite the eventful. You still have the Crimson Fleet's trust, and you were able to spare lives in the process. And on behalf of the United Colonies and Commander Natara, I thank you.
I assure you, we'd never harm anyone from the United Colonies without provocation, Commander.
Excuse me, sir. I hate to interrupt, but there's still the matter of the comms.
Yes, of course, Lieutenant. Time is short. Please give me your report. Then it's just a matter of time before she reverse engineers it to fit the fleet's purposes. So what does Delgado have you doing next? Has he solved the... The conduction grid?
That's brilliant, but sorry, sir. The conduction grid is how Neon generates its power. It essentially absorbs lightning strikes. It would take a hell of an engineer to modify the technology to handle Bannock Forzian.
That's the case. Inform our contacts on Neon that our operative will be touching down.
Absolutely, sir.
And before you depart, I wanted you to know that your efforts are helping us get... They're finally beginning to believe that we can take down the Crimson Fleet and make a man. The fact that our common enemy owes its existence to the United Colonies, of course. It was the riot at the Lock, touched off by Jasper Creeks, that inspired him to create the Crimson Fleet.
Thanks to your assistance, we'll be able to rectify that mistake, and Mast will author...
Of course I am, but it's a... You've already come this far, which makes you the most resourceful...
If we move in and attack the fleet now, we might not have... In addition, they're holding all the tech you need to get to Crix's legacy, so... This...
I'm confident that once Crix's legacy is in our possession, we'll get the support we need from my superiors to take... All right. I suppose that's all for now. I'll be looking forward to your next report.
A lot of us
If you
had our
don't
doubts
mind,
about you.
I'd like to speak to Admiral
But
Logan.
you're really
Admiral
making
Logan's
progress with
office
this
shouldn't be
operation.
terribly far.
While we're here, it wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
I don't mind bunking on the ship, but nothing is better than unwinding in your own quarters. Time to get back to the world, eh? If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner. No, it's fine. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far. Let's go.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. Constellation, the artifacts. That doesn't sound crazy, does it? This is... Take care of yourself.
Captain, you have returned. A cursory scan indicates that you
As much as
are
I
in
love,
good
stay
health.
safe, okay?
I think I got this. This isn't a good time to talk. My appointment slate is full. Maybe another time. I'm far too busy to talk right now. I'm quite busy, so if you'll excuse me. I'm quite busy, so if you'll excuse me. This isn't a good time to talk. My appointment slate is full. Maybe another time. I'm far too busy to talk right now.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far.
Let's go.
This isn't a good time to talk. I'm quite busy, so if you'll excuse me. My appointment slate is full. Maybe another time.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan sooner rather than later. If you think it will help. Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far.
Let's go.
It's hard to do this job day after day and not come away from it increasingly cynical.
I'll do my best, but...
Howdy.
You trying to get us thrown into prison?
I'm far too busy to talk right now.
If you don't mind, I'd like to speak to Admiral Logan's office shouldn't be terribly far.
Let's go.
Anytime you're ready. Well, hey, hold up. Looks like you got someone with you already. And if I'm reading the eyes...
Captain, can I help you?
And what about you? Just who in the blazes are you anyway? Then, as Sarah's associate, perhaps you could kindly explain...
With all due respect, Admiral, this is ridiculous. If you have a problem...
I don't have a problem with you, Commander. Sounds like an issue outside the purview of this department.
It's about Cassiopeia. I'm heading back there to find out what happened to the crew of the Dauntless.
That sounds like a dangerous operation. Are you certain? I wish it was that simple. If the Navy gives its blessing for you to undertake this operation, then we assume responsibility.
I appreciate the concern, Admiral. But that crew was my responsibility.
I understand. And our last encounter has obviously distorted my impression of...
If you wouldn't mind allowing me to access the files.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant information to you, Slades. Was there anything else?
No, Admiral. Thank you.
You don't need to thank me, Commander. I just hope you find whatever it is you're looking for.
All right, Captain. Where are we headed next?
Context. I have been changed. Query. Why did you change me? Assumption. Anger and rage are the appropriate human responses. Context. I will deal with you.
what about you? Very well. Then, as a good friend,
With all due respect,
I don't have a problem. Sounds like an issue outside.
it's about Cassiopeia. I'm heading back there to find...
That sounds like a danger. I wish it was that simple. If the Navy give...
I appreciate the concern.
I understand. Our last encounter...
If you wouldn't mind.
That shouldn't be too difficult. I've sent all the relevant...
No, Admiral.
You don't need to thank me.
We should make sure we're well supplied for the trip to Cassiopeia.
Well, that was fun. Now what? I can't believe I'm here. Oh, it's been nearly 20 years. Strangely, this place looks exactly the... I'm okay. Phew. Okay, so, yes. Yes, this looks correct. Those rock formations near... You mean besides the dangerous terrain? Nah, you've got... Knowing that is the only... Once we get to the campsite, we'll use that. Let's go.
maybe you can get that to point us to the nearest restaurant. Haha. This must be some debris from my shuttle. Not exactly a textbook landing, but I didn't have much of a choice. Well, this is it. Not exactly I'm surprised you've never heard of the place. It's a resort colony in the Parima system. Maybe we should head out there after we're done. I never said when my ship hard landed on the surface, it broke apart. When they finally rescued me, the UC medics said I had 3 broken ribs. Yeah? Well, inside I'm a shattered wreck. So, joke's on, but look at this thing. It's been sitting. I think we need to grab an emergency No, I'm afraid that it can't. Even if it could, my old shuttle is... Sure, we have plenty of power cells on the ship, but I'm afraid we'll have to do some... Sure, if we're lucky. When I was stranded, I set up a The beacon was up there. Setting up this beacon probably saved my life. Who knows how long I would have been stranded here. Gonna make you pay.
Going to end you!
Anything interesting in range? Wish or something.
We've located where the other shuttle went down. I can't... Don't even joke. If this data is... I'm fairly certain I was able to capture all the data before I hit the... Yeah, I suppose. The telemetry data puts... We're going to have to head back to the ship, and let's get going. So, what have we got? Animal, vegetable, or mineral? Where to next?
Liftoff looks good. All systems... Retros firing. Orbit stabilized.
Anyone out there? Don't move. Be very careful. There's a satellite located between those mines. Any explosion will ruin the data. Think you could extract some files? No, any explosion will ruin the data. Don't. There is no plan B. So...
Good to go for landing.
I never tire of visiting worlds like this. Had I been on this planet under more pleasant circumstances, I might have had more time to appreciate the beauty it has to offer. Give it your best shot. There's got to be something useful out here.
Judging from this debris, the crew's shuttle sustained far more damage than my own. Oh, those poor souls. This is what's left of the crew's shuttle. But it looks like parts were scavenged and dragged somewhere else. Could there have been survivors? What's going on here? Supplies? A shelter? And the fire is still fresh. Is there someone here that's still alive?
Stop. I'll shoot if I have to. Just turn around and leave. I know how to use this thing, and I will.
Oh my god. Who are you?
I'm nobody. Just go away. I'm not going to let anyone take my stuff again. No way. Both of you, just go! I don't know. You're kind of scary. The crew? No one's been looking for that crew since before I was born. So tell...
You were born here? Hold on. Oh my god.
Jenna and Elias. Why?
Jenna and Elias. Private Jenna Marsh and Corporal Elias Obrist. You're their daughter. Listen to me. I knew your parents. They worked with me on the Dauntless. I'm Commander Sarah Morgan.
You're Sarah Morgan? Mom and Dad's captain? My parents used to talk about you all the time. It's like a dream to finally meet you. I know this is Cassiopeia. I've been here since I was born. I know my mother and father were from Gemsun or something like that. I bet it's like 1,000 miles away. My parents told me she was in command of their ship in a huge battle. They said she was a hero and the bravest person. Yeah? Well, my parents are dead. My father died alone. It's just me here now.
Let me ask you a question. Actually,
Oh, yeah. My name's Sona.
Sona. What a lovely name. Sona, you mentioned a graveyard. Is that where the crew is, you know?
Buried? Yeah. It's a bunch of stones with those necklaces like the ones my mom and dad had hanging on them.
Thank you, Sona.
Okay, Sarah.
about time. Come on, sleepyhead. Phew. I'm trying to hold it together. I'm just so relieved that you're here. Am I? Oh, there's so much to process. If you want to help, then find that graveyard and bring me those necklaces Sona mentioned. It's an identification tag worn by UC military personnel. If we can bring them back to Jemison, it would be like bringing home the crew. Oh, I'll be fine. It's you. Sona's monsters are undoubtedly hostile.
Sona, calm down and listen to me. It's much too dangerous to stay here all by yourself, darling.
I don't care. This is my home. You can't make me leave.
We can't leave her here. It's not safe. She has to come back with us to Jemison. Oh, I don't know what to do. Can you talk to her? I knew I could depend on you. Now all we have to do is convince this poor girl that she's better off leaving the planet with us.
I can hear you talking about me. And I don't care what either...
Look, I'm clearly out of my element here and not in the right state of...
Why won't Sarah listen to me? I mean, kinda. I just met her. I know she probably wants to help me. Mom told me 1,000 times that it wasn't Sarah. That still doesn't mean I should leave the only home I ever had. Does it? Mom and Dad told me there was a whole universe out there. But that does sound pretty cool. But, well... Mom told me there were really bad people out there. But... leaving Mom and Dad behind. I am safe. Those monsters can't catch me. And if bad people visit here, I know how to hide. I was even watching you when you landed. This planet doesn't bother me. That's why I'm not sure I need to abandon... Hey, yeah. Maybe I could get a... I'm sorry I yelled at everybody. I'm going to go get my stuff and then I'll board your ship. Don't worry, I'll stay out of the way and...
Wow, you are the soundest sleeper I've ever seen.
That poor girl. I hope... Oh, I do hope that's... We're ripping Sona from the only home she's ever known and casting her back into... Wherever she ends up, just promise me we'll check... Thank you. Look, before we leave Cassiopeia behind, I promise it won't take long.
Let's talk another time. Lots of stuff to pack up here.
before we head back to the ship. You had to push me to come out here, and if I hadn't have listened to you, the universe would probably have never known about that. It's been a long journey. You know, this is the second time I've been on this world. And until this very... Oh, look at this place. This is the reason I'm out here. Shedding this burden of my past has finally allowed me to open my eyes. Perhaps. I suppose we'll both have to think about that for a while now, won't we? Well, I suppose it's time to bid goodbye to Cassiopeia once again. Now, let's head back to Jemison. I want to give those gene tags you gathered to Admiral Logan and figure out what we're going to do with Sona. Away. Dust off complete. Aim point reached. Orbit stable. Look, you had... It's been a long journey. You know, look at this place. Shedding the... Perhaps? Well, now... Did you know I used to have an office near the top of Mast? How far the mighty have fallen, eh?
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay, no bounty. You're clear. Enjoy your visit.
Got something important to discuss?
Keeping the skies safe out there?
Welcome back. Did you find your answers?
Not only that, but we found someone there, alive. A child born from 2 of the crew that survived the crash. After her parents died, that poor girl spent years surviving on that hostile world.
I'm sorry. I had no idea. Sona. Is that her name? She must be a remarkable young woman.
She's extraordinary, Admiral. And I'm afraid the United Colonies let her down.
You're absolutely right, Sarah. We did let her down. One thing that I can assure you is that the names of these men and women will never be forgotten. I'll see to it personally.
Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck to both of you. It's been an honor.
Once we're done here, we should have a little talk with Sona. Poor thing's waiting for us at the lodge.
as I'm eager to explore the universe, there's nothing quite like the feeling of returning home.
I guess we need to talk. There you are. I was wondering when...
Hello, Sona. I see you found your way to the lodge without any trouble.
Yeah, it was kind of hard though. All these people around. Never seen so many people in my entire life. Sarah gave me directions. Riding that gnat thing was super cool. It was like magic or something. But the hardest part was having everyone staring at me. They sure won't.
It's true. You're one of the toughest people. So, what do you think?
At the lodge? Yeah, this place is huge. I mean, I've never seen...
Oh, don't I wish? This place isn't mine alone. It belongs... And I think it should belong to you too, Sona. I want...
Whoa. Does that mean I get to go exploring with... I mean, this place is great and all, but ever since my mom and if it means I get my own...
Exactly. And this is the...
I understand. Oh, and don't worry, I learn real fast, so you better get ready to have another member...
I can't wait.
Well, anyway, thanks for letting me stay here. I promise I won't...
I'm sure that you won't. Well, I think we should let Sona get settled. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to visit the Colony War Memorial now.
I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. Constellation, artifacts.
That's just not the way to handle a situation like that. You need to read the room.
Look at this. All these people. I wonder how close I came to being... I am proud. I was simply... And I care about you too. There's obviously some kind of a connection between us that I think we need to discuss.
Just let me have another moment here, and then we can head over to the wall. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go. Expecting me to jump down after you? When things at the lodge are too much, I love coming to this spot to just sort of, I don't know, melt away for a while. It's lovely here, isn't it? I've been from one end of the settled systems to the other. But this place, this exact spot, there's nowhere. I don't know. Maybe it's the strange way that the art, whatever it is, I definitely feel more comfortable here. I hadn't thought of it that way. I usually come up here to mull over some of the heated... You'd be surprised how many decisions... That's actually why I was... I know you are. Just... It's about my return to Cassiopeia. Maybe it sounds crazy. Maybe. But I've spent my life surrounded by all sorts of people. Constellation. Despite that, no matter how hard I've tried to make... Are you sure? For all we know, it's in my nature. right now? You? Or what exactly? Sorry, I just need a moment to gather my thoughts. From things you've said in the past, it's obvious you want to have a serious relationship. You want to become close. So, if you're willing to take that leap of faith with someone like me, then I'm ready to do the same. You're something truly special. You know that? You've helped me conquer my self-doubt. For the first time in my life, I feel complete. You're the best thing that's happened to me in my life. I love you. Always. I received a message from my mother a few days ago. She's returned from another one of her sightseeing cruises. Yeah, you know, one of those luxury liner journeys that shows off binary. Apparently, it's my mother's... Why would you be... Oh, the truth is that my mother lives in a fairly remote... Sure, when you're young. But as soon as you get older and they begin controlling your life, that's when you need to strike out on your own. Oh, I'm certain they felt they were doing the right thing. You see, both of my parents were diplomats working under the flag. After I completed my basic education, they... Look, I was 18 years old, fresh out. I'm certain they felt they were doing what was best for their daughter. It's the governmental arm of the United Colonies. You know, the politicians, the diplomats, the ambassadors. Imagine having to spend most of your career hovering behind a desk. Oh, I can't even fathom anything more boring. Wanted isn't the right word. For my apprenticeship, I was sent to Sidonia. My job consisted of drafting political policy. The silver lining of the job was that it allowed me to spend time. You have to understand, this was my first... Now, don't get me wrong. Jemison is an amazing place, but Mars was like a new front. I was swallowed by it. Months before the apprenticeship ended, I dumped my... Of course, my parents didn't approve. We had a huge argument that resulted... Well, that wasn't the worst of it. You see, my father was killed during the opening shots of the Colony War. I returned to Jemison for the funeral and reunited with my... After the Freestar Collective started farming Vesta, and the UC pushed back, my father was... After the talks broke down, war broke out on Vesta. Unfortunately, my father's trip... Oh, aren't you sweet? Always concerned with how I'm feeling. That's why I fell in love with you. Your smile, your caring. It brightens even my darkest days. Listen, I'm going to be completely upfront with you. All this talk of... You mean that? I've been dreaming about this moment and still... Yes! Yes! Of course. Yes. I just need a little time to think about the ceremony. You know, I used to dream about finding the love of my life. Important or not, I'm ready to listen. Only if it's going to make me smile. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. Feel free to drop some stuff into... Take care of yourself. Not exactly New Atlantis, eh?
Finished up yet? It's you and me for this. There's something you should know up front. I'm a Co. As in Solomon Co., first man on Aquila. That tale I mentioned before, the one I think is connected to an artifact, it's something of a family legend. After Planetfall, Solomon spent years mapping Aquila, and he found a tiny... He called it the Empty Nest. Said it was a place... Because you'll find a whole lot of nothing. Gravitational anomalies are a little hard, not to mention all the electronics from the city, and security scramblers at the Free Stars. Yeah, and the Coors have been coasting on that for 10 generations now. Solomon's always a larger-than-life figure if you read the histories, but if you just wanted to keep moving forward. Okay. Smartass. Solomon's maps are locked up tight in the local gal bank. We'll be heading there.
Next stop wouldn't be the Caribbean.
Aquila City. Feels like I spent half my life trying to get out of this place.
There are heirlooms within our vault that date back centuries to the earliest days of the city. It's quite remarkable, really. Sometimes working at this branch almost feels like being at a private museum. So many remarkable things. Not as much as we used to. Ever since Marshal Blake took charge of the Rangers, there was a time those Lock gang boys would be in here so often, we used to... Gotta hand it to Marshal Blake, though. He's real. One thing I can say is I've never been a hostage before, and... In a word, heirlooms. Some of the old families, those descended from the city found. Yes, we've got items in our vault. I like to think that the entire heritage of Aquila... And me? Well, if I can ever help, just swing on by.
We gotta get to that vault in Galbank. Guess we're done. All right. The family has a few different deposit boxes secured in here, so let's look around. Here's a copy of the key. Okay, now remember, Solomon was from an earlier generation, so it's not going to be on a slate. Big bundles of paper is what we're after. Oh, no. Jacob. He's just a bitter old man. Interfering. You gonna be like this the whole way? Damn it. I was hoping to avoid this. We really gotta do this? You're not wrong. I know, it's just... Alright, fine. He's my dad, okay? We're not exactly on friendly terms. He probably figured family business just wasn't something I wanted to get into. God, that's the worst part. They're thick as thieves. Last thing I need is... Yeah, well, sorry I'm such a pain about it. No forgiveness between me and my old... All right.
Might have some work for someone like you.
Some make it seem like he built the whole damn thing.
Pretty tough living here, but you live on your own terms.
That's the Rock, Ranger Central. Not a bad bar, too.
Well, Sam Cole finally decides to darken our doorstep again.
You know why I'm
Oh? What's that? You come to your senses? Realize where you ought to be for once?
here. I ain't asking again.
You ain't asked once. Let's hear it. I want you to say the words about what's more important to you than family.
Okay, this was a mistake.
The only mistake I'm seeing here is you. Bringing your Constellation lackey here instead of my granddaughter. Come to help Sam loot his ancestry? You're not getting those maps. Full stop. Nothing's more important than family. Nothing. If Sam had stuck around, he'd know that.
All right, that's enough. Come on, let's you and I talk.
Welcome home, Sam. Make your visit short, okay?
Give me a sec. No, I don't. It's just... No. I mean, this is no place for her, okay? Yeah, like I said before, they're thick as thieves. Can you imagine what that bitter old mute... I made a decision a long time ago about how my little girl gets raped. damn it. Fine. We'll go get her. If there's any other options, I'd appreciate doing those first.
Sam's Constellation lackey here to... You mean besides the fact that you're some independent group that doesn't know where your loyalties lie? Or are you referring to the fact that my granddaughter lives in your... Well, that's not your decision, is it? It's co-prop. You really believe that, don't you? You think I'm not trying to help him? Can't believe I'm saying this. But it'll get you out of my... They're in the other room. Here. Key.
All right, let's see if we can find the empty... All right, let me think. The way I heard it, the readings he was getting were normal at first, then... There. First, it's in the middle of the frontier, which we already expected. No problems there, but the usual tussling with alien wildlife. But the empty nest is a cave right in the middle of Shaw Gang territory. Same outlaws who held it. Criminal groups in Aquila always find a way. But they usually have to... Well, it could just be a coincidence that the cave we want happens to be where the Shaw Gang runs around. Hey, if they're willing to trade, all the better. But the Shaw Gang is, All right, time's a wasting. Let's...
Have what you wanted. Now off with you.